Well, good afternoon, everyone. I should be saying good morning, but I'll explain that a little bit later when I get away from some traffic. And I may be most of the way through this day by the time that happens. I'm just leaving Lolo, Montana to head for town of Hamilton, about 40 miles south of here. Hold on. Picked the wrong spot to do this. Where I am meeting Paul, who I've been riding with for about the last 3 days. So what's happened over the last couple of days, you know that I had a bike problem with my rear hub. I thought I had that fixed on Friday. Paul couldn't leave until Sunday, so I was going to be about a day ahead of him and just take a couple of short days and wait on him because he was visiting some friends in Missoula. Well, I left Missoula yesterday after spending a couple hours at the library uploading video, and the problem came up with the hub again. And it was worse than it was before I had the old hub replaced. So after an hour on the phone with the bike shop, and I was already down in Lolo when this problem came up, 12 miles from the bike shop, and they were about to close. I ended up having to make a decision about whether I was going to, how I was going to get the bike back up there, already being in Lolo. And I'll get into that part of the whole thing later on, but suffice to say, I got it fixed. And I'm on my way down to meet Paul and another rider that he hooked up with today, who's doing the Trans Am, which I'm doing. And this may be a guy that I could end up riding most of the trip with, possibly. We'll find that out tonight when I get there. Right now I'm on the trail, the continuation of the trail from Missoula that goes at least as far as Hamilton. I think it goes to Darby, I'm not sure. But I do know it goes to Hamilton because Paul called me while I was having a very late breakfast to let me know that it was trail all the way down to where they are camped at right now. They're already down there. He rode about 50 miles today. For me, it's gonna be about 35 because I was already down in Lolo. And so that's what's happening right now. It's a cold, on and off rainy day. When I left the campsite a little while ago, it was 47. It's bounced up to about 55 here now as the sun has finally emerged. I may actually have to stop and take my rain jacket off. But that's where we're headed. A quick run down to Hamilton. Hopefully knock this out in about 4 hours. Be down there around 7 o'clock tonight. But I'm feeling pretty good right now. The bike seems like it's right now running better than it has in probably the last 500 miles. So I'm pretty happy with it right now. Okay, so I did want to give you a little bit of a geographical overview of where we're at. Just looking back down the trail. And over there are the Bitterroot Mountains to the right. Across Highway 93 to the east, I believe those are the Sawtooth Mountains. That side. And the tree line over there is where the Bitterroot River runs. So we'll be following the Bitterroot River for the next couple of days as we travel towards the next two passes that we have to cross Chief Joseph at the end of the Bitterroot Valley down here, or the beginning of it, as that river runs to the north. And that's kind of the topography that we'll be in for the next couple of days as we make a slow climb towards those passes. So, and this is, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned on the last clip, this is day 21. Sunday, July 22nd, so day 21. So I'm down here just south of Stevensville, Montana. Can't remember what state I'm in. Just south of Stevensville, Montana, north of Victor. I'm about 15 miles away from where I'm staying for the night. Just looking off across the Bitterroot Valley here into the mountains. It's gotten really cloudy again. The sun actually came out for a while. It got up to 71. I had to stop and take my rain jacket off. It hasn't started raining again. Just when I was starting to get nice and comfortable, temperature all of a sudden went from 71 down to 57. And if you talk to the locals around here, that's kind of the way it is around here sometimes. They say it's a little late in the year for it to be this cool, but June 22nd, I guess the second day or first day of summer, depending on how you count it. And I've seen everything from I think the low was 37 last night at Lolo where I stayed, and it was about 40 when I got up this morning. I think 42 on my bike computer. And then it rained, and then it warmed up a little, and then it rained some more and cool. It's just been all over the place. It's just, the weather's just crazy here. The rain is supposed to end sometime tomorrow. And it's kind of an off and on thing. I haven't had any rain since I left Lolo, and I've been gone from there about an hour and 30 minutes now, hour and 20 minutes now. I left there, so. But at any rate, I'm gonna head on down. I took a quick little break about a little more than midway through this 36 mile run. I guess it's gonna end up being down to, or actually 38 mile run down to Hamilton where I'm staying tonight. And I'm gonna get on with it here, and hopefully I won't get any more rain. So we are 9 miles from Hamilton, which is our destination for tonight. So probably about another hour or a little less. View of the, what I hope I'm correctly calling the Sawtooths to the east. Yeah, I did get a comment about I'm pronouncing almost all the names of everything in Washington wrong. So I guess I need to do a little more research before I start yakking. A little more of the Bitterroot Mountains there. I always pick the worst moments to video. Because 30 seconds later it looks different. It looks totally like something else. So you get a little junkyard with your mountain view. It's a pretty ride along here. It's, I mean, it's not the greatest. It's not what we had the last few days coming up through from Idaho to Montana and then down to the valley here, but it's still pretty nice. You can imagine what this valley looked like when there was nothing here. Mountains on either side of it. So here it's, I got a little elevation on the trail, a little better view. Looking to the west, I mean the east, looking to the east here. Across the valley. Yeah, it's almost like the weather can't decide what it wants to do here. Like it wants, part of the time the sun's shining and breaking through, it's a mixed bag. And I think it's gonna be like this down through this valley the next couple of days. I don't know what it'll be like once we get up over these first couple of passes here. So we'll be up about 3,000 feet higher than we are now on average for a few days. So I guess it'll be stormy. It can be stormy up there too. We'll see. Anyway, on to Hamilton. Mountains off in the west. So we get closer and closer to Hamilton. We're probably about 3-4 miles out now. Not so much to see on this side. I think we've seen enough of that guy today. So this is the place where day 22 will end, at the Whoring Arena. We're rolling into the area where I'm camping with Paul and a new riding partner tonight. And maybe I shouldn't run over the irrigation line. I'll just gently push my bike over it, since I've had enough problems with it. And there's Paul. Yep. And I was wondering if I would ever see you again.
One more day.
One more day, buddy. We made it.